Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 with our realistic series. Alright, it is barley that's needed for the protein feed and also for the Seedmaster. We need barley for both of those. So, we've already got the Seedmaster. Actually, I could have a look at that a second. Where are we? We want to go there. Got the Fertimaster. That takes 20,000 manure and 5,000 digestate, which we're not on yet, but we will get there. Seedmaster. Right, we can put 20,000 litres of barley in that one in order to get 20,000 litres of seed. I don't think we're going to need that much. I want to keep some of this barley back. So I'm going to take the 17,500 litres that we've got here, and that's going to go straight into storage because I don't want to like give up too much of it. I want to be able to make a decent amount of the animal protein as well. And then we've got that our chickens will be able to start reproducing, and when we reach the point where we get some more animals, we'll be able to have them reproducing as well. So we've got to come up this way. This is our tip point for the grain. That's got to go there. So I'm going to swing in round that way. And then in here. And that is where our grain has to go. So tip you in there like that. And then, if we take a look at the map, the sheep are that bit, I think. No, that's not the sheep. The sheep are here. Oh, no, wait, there they are. That's the sheep there on that bit. So if I go to farmland, that's number 94 right there is 75,000. 78 is the pigs. That's the opposite side of the road. So that's pigs. That's the sheep over there. And the cows are these ones down here. There's 165,000 for the cows. So the cows are a little bit more pricey. So it's going to be a little bit longer before we can have them. There's another field over here. I'm not sure what that is, whether that's, that might be horses. If it is, I'm not interested. I don't want horses. I'm not doing horses. No, thank you. I don't know what else these are. There's probably other valuable things. So the sheep there at 75 or the pigs at 50. The pigs, it would mean that we've got to get some other grain, including corn. And I don't have corn available at the moment. So sheep might be the best option for us because the pig food master here, we can make a little bit of pig food so that we could get some pigs, but it's not going to be a huge amount. Right? So, and also, I don't want to do very much in the way of pigs. The thing with pigs is they can be profitable if you're playing on hard mode. Wait, what setting are we playing on? Because if we're playing on hard mode, then pigs are actually quite profitable. Economic difficulty hard. Yes, okay, we are. Pigs would be profitable. The thing with pigs is the grain, well, for the standard game at least, the grain that you put into pigs, when you farm them, if you're playing on easy mode settings, you put the grain into the pigs and then you sell the resulting pigs, you lose money. Compared to if you were just selling the pigs on their own. If you're just selling the grain on its own, just straight as grain to the different sell points at the best time of year. You make a significant loss, actually. If you're playing on normal difficulty, you about break even. The only reason for doing pigs on normal difficulty is for fun of doing pigs. Like, if you enjoy doing that, then by all means, go and do the pigs. You won't lose money on it, but you won't make any money on it either. It's about the same amount regardless of what you do. If you're on hard difficulty, then the money that you get for the pigs far outweighs the money that you would get for the crops that you would see if you were to just sell the crops as they are. Now, I don't know what the balance is like in this one because I don't know what the production factories. I don't know what the pig food master, I don't know what percentages of food it takes at the moment. It's potato, corn, and sunflowers. It doesn't require any barley. We just have to put a bit of water in it. But yeah, and that gives you the balanced pig feed. So I don't know how much better this is going to be. If it's a higher percentage of potatoes, then we'd make even more money on it. So it does seem like it would be worth it. But we don't have corn at the moment, other than a little bit that we've already got in storage. So I don't... And also sunflowers as well. We've got 10,000 sunflowers and 12,000 corn. Which is, well, that'll be enough to keep us going for a little bit. But to be honest, I kind of prefer the idea of starting off with doing sheep. Sheep are fairly easy. You just throw in some grass or some hay, and then you can forget about them. They're quite easy to maintain and look after, whereas pigs require a little bit more effort, plus straw. Although we do get the manure coming out of them, so we wouldn't need to be buying manure anymore. We just use what we get from pigs, which is a good win. Okay, I'm genuinely torn about what I want to do. I really am. I'm just going to stop that one a second. I'm going to go over and I'm going to get the bits of crop that we've missed over here. And this isn't bad driving on the part of the hired help this time. This is because of the fact that we're working on the side of the hill and the way that the game works with putting in hills and stuff like that. It basically just means that you get little tiny bits left here and there. So there was another strip up over this way that was also left. A little tiny strip right there, look, see? I'm also going to go and pick that bit up. And that's just something that happens when you're working on hills in this game. It's nothing that you can really do a great deal about, but it'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about there. Right. Bring you round over here. I got 8,000 litres of grain on board, so I was wondering whether or not it was the right move to go and empty out the barley before we did anything else. Before I got the next lot out. But yes, it does appear so. There wouldn't have been quite enough room in the trailer. I mean, yes, I could have gone back with this one unfolded and then tipped out the last bit back at the yard, but we've got to go under trees to get back, so that's really not the way to behave. All you're going to do is end up damaging the grain tank on the combine, and you wouldn't want to be driving down the road with grain in the tank on your combine. This is not an unrealistic series, so we will do it like that. Now, many of you may know, some of you may not, that when you use combines in this game, there's always like a little bit of straw left in the combine, and it doesn't seem to matter what you do. You go and park the thing up, and then it'll dump a little tiny bit of straw on the ground somewhere, and it's really, really frustrating and annoying. You get these little patches everywhere. Way round that, someone actually put it in the comments. I didn't think of this myself. Someone put it in the comments. It said, if you engage your straw chopper as soon as you finish your field, if you're going to go and park your combine up, make a habit of always engaging the straw chopper. So when that little tiny patch of straw comes out, it runs through the chopper instead, and it just gets dispersed, and you don't then have to worry about it. It's a really, really good idea. It's an absolute genius idea. Completely didn't think about it. It never occurred to me. But yes, I love it. I think it's amazing, and I do try to do it. To be honest, usually forget, but I do try to remember to do it. Now, if we bring this one over here, one thing I really do like, one improvement that I love about this version of the game compared to all previous versions of the game is when you put the header on the trailer, you back away. At least it does with base game ones. Maybe it's not going to with this header. Why aren't you doing it? It should snap to the right point on the header trailer. Try folding this one up. Maybe that'll do it. But they do usually. They snap to the trailer. And, I mean, they lock in place on the trailer anyway, but I've noticed that quite a lot of them, they do just... The header will actually snap to the trailer and stay and so it will center itself and be in the right position on the trailer, which is really, really good, but this one didn't seem to do it, unless I missed it. Don't think it did. Anyway, it's on there, and it does lock on there. Maybe I just managed to get it lined up fairly straight. It's not exactly straight, so it's definitely the way I unhitched it there, because when it does snap, I was singing its praises, telling you how wonderful this is. It didn't even work. But it does sometimes work, and that's the point. I really, really like it, because it means... Because getting the headers onto the trailers in this game has always been a little bit of a nightmare, because the header trailers are quite sensitive, and quite often they're a little bit high for the combines, so you can quite often just touch them ever so slightly, just the tiniest little nudge, and then they jump all over the place. And it's really, really annoying. It is. It's absolutely frustrating and annoying and awful, and you don't want to have to deal with it, but you don't have to. It just snaps them onto the trailer, and then problem solved. But I've noticed that not all of them do it. Like, I didn't do it then, and I've washed my trailer, and I've washed the combine itself, but the header didn't actually wash. I don't want to take it off the trailer, so we'll do it like this. Put it up on there. It's a pressure washer HUD. For those of you who still don't know, the dirt percentage there, pressure washer HUD. It's on Mod Hub. You can go and have a look. Now that that one is all hosed off, I'm going to take it back over this way, and we're going to put it back into the shed that I had it in, which I think is... it's this one over here. Right, so I'm going to take a little bit of a roundabout route in order to get there. But then I'm going to want some money. And I'm going to want to get a baler. I'm going to want to be able to bring the bales in from the field. So I'm thinking that I will be able to use the autoload trailer that we've got for the lorry, the curtain sider one. We can still use that one. I've actually used a curtain sider lorry before now, a curtain sider trailer on a lorry for clearing a field. It's not something that you frequently do, but it's still something that can be done. So I got no problems with that as far as the whole realism thing is concerned, and that is what this series is about. I am supposed to be doing things as realistically as I can. Technically, I suppose, shunting around with the header on the back of the combine is not really something you would do very often. You would normally do this with a tractor, because otherwise things like that happen. Let's see if I can spin it around like that. Alright, there we go. As long as it's in undercover, that's the main thing. And you wouldn't put the combine out on that side of the shed either, would you? You'd put the combine further in so that it's more protected from the elements. Only that one's got a high point in there. This really does seem like a straw storage. And yeah, you probably wouldn't do that either, so let's not try and smash our combine in underneath the mezzanine floor that's in there. Let's instead go and slide it back into this one. There, you're going to just slip in there and be nice and comfortable. Perfect. Right. The combine is tucked away. I need to go and get this one. We have 8,373 litres of grain. This grain I'm going to take straight over to our Seedmaster, and I'm going to deposit it into that one. Then I'm going to unhitch this trailer somewhere, and we're going to swap over and get the small trailer. Although I don't want to get the small trailer on this tractor. I'd rather have the small trailer on one of the other, the slightly smaller tractors. I should have my beacons on. And we will just get the melons and lettuces from the greenhouses, and we will go and do something with those. Right, so I'm going to... Well, first of all, let's jump to this one, because he's right in the way. And I'll go and get that trailer hooked on a second. Like that. I can just drive... I should be able to just drive straight through, so I don't have to try and reverse that trailer there. Although, I'm pretty sure that most of you are going to want me to attempt to reverse that trailer there, just for comic effect. So, let's try that one then. just because I know that you're all going to want me to do it anyway. So rather than driving forwards, I'm going to attempt to reverse in. So let's turn the beacons off. Then I can't go blaming those for distracting me. That was terrible, terrible shunting to start with. So I just want to straighten that one out, and then I can go around a little bit. There we go. That's better. And then I can straighten that. And I should have been straightening those wheels already. So just a little bit of shunt there. Now I want to turn that back end of the trailer in a little bit more. So now I can straighten out. Too much there. And no, I don't want to be turning just there yet. I need to just have it going up that way a bit. There we go. That's better. And now I can just nudge it round the corner a bit. Like that. And I'm not getting any tip signal. Okay. How far in have I got to go? Apparently I have to go in quite some way. What? Oh, wait a minute. Tip side back. Right, now I've got it set to tip side. I think I had it set on tipping on the side. Now it's tipping on the back. So let's try just bringing it round like that a little bit. Are you... Right. This is the Seedmaster, isn't it? This is the seed one. Seedmaster. I should be able to tip in there. That's the tip point. Why won't you let me tip? Switch on to manage production point. Options. Manage production point, right there. Barley and slurry. Why will it not let me tip? I've got a tipper. I've carefully reversed it all the way in, exactly as I'm supposed to do. I did all the tipping and the stuffs. Oh, don't tell me I've got to tip it in the top. There's a tip thing in the top up there. Don't tell me I've got to put it in there. I had a feeling I got to put it in there, and that the other tip point is for the slurry. Fertilizer fill level. And then that tip point up there is for the grain. That's what I'm betting. That's what you got to do. Can we go up here? No. I was hoping. Oh, there we go. Right. Yeah, see, I reckon that you got to tip the grain in here. And... okay, so in order to be able to get the grain up there, we need to have a front loader. We have got a front loader, actually. This one doesn't take a front loader. Nope, I don't want that one. You have got the front loader brackets. What about you? Have you got front loader brackets? No, you don't. Okay. So we're going to go back to this tractor. I'm going to just unhitch the trailer. Right there. I'm going to unhitch the front weight. Like that. And that is going to become a rear weight. So I'm just going to spin you around like this. There we go. And then we will come back to here. Now, I'm not going to be doing very much in the way of loader work, because as you all know, I don't like loader work. I just want to get like a bucket full, and we'll see if it's actually what's needed. Because if it is, then what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go into the belt systems in here, and we have these in the game now, these different conveyor type things. So we've got like that one there, and you tip into there, and then that bit goes into whatever silo it is that you're, whatever silo it is that you're tipping into. There's quite a few of them. The number of different ones that are available. Is that one there? That one actually looks pretty cool. I like the look of that one with this trailer bit on it as well. That does look very cool. So yeah, there's a number of different options, but I'm only going to spend the time and effort and money getting one of those and getting it up here and getting it set up if we find that we do actually have to have it. Because if we don't, then I'm not going to worry about it. And the way to find out if we actually have to have it is if I have a bucket and we attempt to tip a little bit of barley into the top of that Seedmaster. Because if we've got to do it with that one, yeah, as I suspected, we may also have to do it with this fertilizer thingy-majiggy over here as well, which is most disappointing. I really hope that they're not all set up like that. Right, let's go to you. I will pull forward a bit. This is disappointing. This is extremely disappointing. I hate being forced into things like this. Why can't we just tip it on the ground? Right. I really, really hate it when you're being forced into things. Let's go with you. And let's bring you back round. This is, like, honestly, if... Well, I don't know yet. I might be jumping the gun, getting all upset about this, but I suspect that I'm right. Right. Actually, if I put that a bit flatter, Why can't I pick the grain? Oh, there we go. Now I can pick the grain up. Okay, so I've picked up the grain. I'll bring it over here. I suspect that if I try and tip the grain out, it might tip a bit on the ground. This action cannot be performed here. Right, it's just not allowing me to tip that there. I have to bring it up here. The only way to load these things is to load it in the top. Apparently. I cannot begin to describe how much that irritates me. Like, I get that, you know, with the debris crusher in a base game, right? If you go and tip in front of the debris crusher, you get a certain amount of money for the stone that you're tipping into it. If you manually tip it into the top using a front loader, you get a premium when you sell it. So you get a little bit of a bonus, but you still have a choice. You can just tip it out. If you don't want to be messing around with loaders and augers and everything else, you still do have a choice. You can set it up like that. And I always favor mods that give you a choice rather than try to force your hand. This one is trying to force my hand. I instantly dislike it for it. I really, really don't like mods that force my hand. So, for me, the mods that are built into this map, the mods that come with this map in general, have suddenly taken a huge hit in what I consider to be decent quality manufacturing, a decent quality anything, because of the fact that it's forcing me to tip it into the top. And yes, I know it's supposed to be realism and everything else, but still, I prefer the option. And I don't have the option. I'm being forced to do it that way. However, we don't have any slurry at the moment, and I'm not going to go and buy any slurry. We will just go and take this, and we will put this into the store. Seed. We're supposed to do everything. I'm going to have to buy an auger. Although it frustrates me, and it does annoy me that my hand is being forced on this, I will buy an auger, and we will set up an auger for it, and we'll tip that in, and we'll use that to load the top of the thing, so I'm not forced to be using the loader all the time. But we'll do that when we've got some slurry to tip in there. I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. I will just keep buying seed instead. Right, so I don't actually want to do that. I want to go here, and I want to change this over. So we're on tip side grain door. Left, right, back. That's the one. So that's the one that we're on right now. That should open the whole of the back instead of just the grain door. There we go. Right. That all comes out, and we've got that one tipped out. I'll go and put this trailer away in a shed here somewhere. And I think we did keep it down here somewhere. Didn't I have it in one of these sheds? Yeah, I backed it into there, hadn't I? So I could go and sell the stone picker there, actually, because that's not something that we use. Because we need to buy a baler, and then we need to, well, either buy it or lease it, and then we also need to have a way of getting the bales back here to the yard and being able to use them. And this is the one bit of it that I'm not so keen on, is that I might have to still do loader work. Although with auto-load trailers and stuff, we probably get away with not doing it. Let's see about that. So we got the combine in that one, but then we've got the other high-sided store area, which is over there. Missed it. Let's try turning around a minute. Drive through the front yard there. We'll go back this way. We've got the other high-sided one over this way. And this one we could use for storing straw, because at the moment we're not using, we don't have anything in there, and it does have decorative items for straw in there. And I was actually wondering about using so we got the baler there, bale loaders, there's different ones. So you got the Anderson one there is 50 grand. To lease that one is 2,500. It's not actually very much, right? That's pretty reasonable. And then we've got some other, there's an Artisan there. This one takes 14 bales. This Anderson one here, it only takes round bales, so we can't use that one anyway. So maybe we want to be thinking about that one. And then we've got a few different options here with the Anderson ones. Artisan there. Well, that's an edited by Stevie one. That's 102,000. They're getting expensive. I wanted a cheaper one, and I don't want a trailer. Right, we've got trailers. That one's Stevie one, so we'll avoid that one. Yeah, all the rest of these are just trailers. We don't have any of the standard bale loaders. It's a bit of a shame. There's another one there by Stevie. Yeah, all right. I don't want to do round bales. I want to do square bales for this map. So we will go with the Artisan right there. This only does 14. In the Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.